Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Social Media Management for Virtual Assistants course. And today is lesson 1, how to analyze a client's account and how to analyze target audience. My name is Catherine Denisova. I am Chief Executive Officer of the International Social Media Agency, Shahova Media. It's my agency. I'm speaker of VA SMM course and mentor for the Social Media Entrepreneurs course. That means that I help people to create their own agencies because I know exactly step by step how to do it. And today you can see a beautiful view here, the mountains all around me, because I'm traveling around Georgia and this beautiful lesson caught me in the middle of my beautiful big trip. So I hope that we will have a lot of fun today. So we have a lot of things to discuss. So let's dive in and don't lose any minute. What are social media management services? I just want to slightly remind you what social media management do. Of course, they create content, schedule publication, develop strategy, interact with users, grow reach, monitor the performance of company's account across social media accounts, not only Instagram, but also it might be Telegram, TikTok, Pinterest. In Russia, we love Vkontakte, and we also have Facebook, and we use it a lot. I would say that social media management is a person who needs to use his creativity as much as possible. And I want to tell you that all my best clients, I mean, the most rich clients, most interesting clients, they pay not just for publishing content, but they pay me for being creative. And if I do something creative for them, which goes viral, some interesting videos, reels, or something like this, of course, they are very happy and more happy than if I just created just content for them. So if you think you are a creative person, social media is for you. But also in social media, there are a lot of branches where you can go and if you like to be not creative, but very go deep into details and understand things connected with statistics, you might be beautiful and very skilled targetologist. So what I want to say here that social media management is a profession full of different options. And I think almost everyone can find something that he would be good at considering social media. So let's go deeper. What will we discuss today? First of all, I want to remind you, why do you and your business and your client's business need Instagram? This point will help you in a discussion with a client. When client asks you, do I really need social media? The answer to this question will help you a lot to make them buy your services. Next one, how to start your work with a client, how to analyze client's account, what is a brief and why do you need one? I will give you step-by-step algorithm for auditing a client's account, and we will definitely speak a lot the target audience, because this is one of the most important parts of our work, and that's what we need to understand very well. Who is our target audience and how can we communicate with them? So first of all, why your business needs Instagram? Why do you need Instagram? Why almost everyone and almost every business is suitable for Instagram? We all know Instagram statistics that nowadays everyone spends at least 30 minutes per day on Instagram. I mean, users of Instagram. On average, a user checks their Instagram account 26 times a day. It's quite a lot. That means that any business has 26 opportunities every day to be shown to their target audience. Next one, Instagram stories have 500 million daily active users. That's amazing. 58% of people say they've become more interested in a brand or product after seeing its stories. 50% of people have visited a website to make a purchase after seeing a product or service in a story. And 81, just imagine, 81% of people use Instagram to reach products and services. That means that nowadays Instagram works almost like a shopping center. Just 5 or 6 years ago, it was unimaginable to buy something through Instagram. Nobody trusted Instagram, nobody trusted online purchasing or online shopping, but nowadays Instagram works perfectly well to sell your services or products. So just let's use this opportunity. You can print screen these statistics and show it to all your potential clients to make them understand why they need Instagram. Let's go further. How to start your work with a client? First step, preparation. And what I want to say, now I have worked more than with 100 clients, 100 businesses. Just imagine, I even can't remember them all because a lot of them. I have a big, beautiful team of my co-workers. Now I have like 15 people working for my agency. And we have just currently, we are working with 15 businesses. And before I start work, I need to ask some questions to those business owners to understand their business better, to understand what should I show in social media to help their business grow. And it's very, exhausting to ask the same questions day by day to every business owner. So I create a brief for these business owners. So I just ask them to fulfill my questionnaire. And after this brief, I understand business better. And before I give the brief to the business owner, before we start our collaboration, I always go to their existing accounts to understand how their social media management is working right now. So I analyze client's account, trying to understand what is good, what can they do really well without me, where I can help, what I and my team can do better, and etc., etc., etc. Also, I normally try to understand the goals and pains of the target audience of this business. That's why I always ask a business owner to explain me as detailed as possible the target audience. How does business owner thinks this audience looks like, and how the business help this target audience to resolve their problems. So I just try to have as detailed description of the target audience as possible from the business owner. And also part of preparation is drafting a social media strategy from target audience to content and promotion. We will talk about this a little bit later. Now just understand that before I start any work with any client, with anything, I have a 3 steps preparation part. Before I publish any tiny piece of content, I never publish a story without having all these 3 steps complete. Also, next one, after preparation comes the second part, which is called realization for sure. And in realization, we make regular posting, analytics, studying statistics. We always communicate with audience. We moderate engagement and just moderation of the account. We always ask any questions we have from our subscribers in social media, and we try to answer these questions just in an hour. The faster you give an answer to any question your target audience has in social media, the better your engagement rate is. Next, also the part of the realization is regular monitoring of global social media and digital trends. That's what we do on a daily basis. So I spend like 30 minutes to 1 hour, to be honest, just monitoring trends in reels, monitoring trends in music, etc., etc., to offer my clients using these trends as fast as possible, because trend lives for a couple of days, and if you don't use it, it slowly dies and it doesn't bring you any profit. So the faster you use a trend, the better. Combination of online and offline activities, that's what we do for some of our clients. What I mean here, Sometimes we create some photo shoots, some video shoots. We can come to the shop of our client and make some photos there, etc., etc. So I mean, I love to work 100% online, and that's what we normally do for all our clients. But sometimes if I see that this is possible and we have an opportunity to send our photographer to client's shop or showroom or somewhere, I always do it. Sometimes our clients, especially if they're big business owners, they have some exhibitions, they participate in international exhibitions, and I can send my worker, my correspondent to this show, and that's what I try to do, because it's very highly paid, to be honest, and because it's always interesting to go with the client aboard or to go with this client somewhere to their fabric and to make some photo content there. And always the part of realization is advertising on social media. What I mean here, for some of the clients, if they have enough budget, we have target services. And for other clients, again, if they have enough budget and if it's possible, we like to work with bloggers. And some of our clients have like 5 bloggers integration a month, and the biggest amount of bloggers integrations is like 90. It's quite a lot, 90, almost 100 integrations a month with bloggers. Of course, your client have to have a lot of budget for it, like they have to pay a lot for you, because every blogger integration should be paid not only to blogger, but also for your work. And I would say that small clients, they don't have enough budget for it, and I offer them 1 or 2 bloggers integrations a month. But if your client is quite like rich and they have enough amount of money to promote their services and business, always offer them to work with bloggers. It works very well, and bloggers can create beautiful content and can help you with reels and make them viral. We will talk about it a little bit later. Again, I will show you my cases. I will show you my integrations. I hope you will enjoy it. So let's start from auditing the client's account and compiling the brief. These are the 2 most important steps that will help you prepare for working with a client. I started talking about brief a little bit before, and now we will go deeper in this topic. So what is a brief and why do you need one? As I already told you, I had more than 100 clients, and it's impossible to place in your head information about all these 100 clients. This information starts mixing in your head, and sometimes I don't even remember the name of my client because I have a lot of them. That's why I always have a brief. This is a questionnaire that is used to get to know the client and their task. And this is also a questionnaire where you put all necessary information about your client, including the name, including all the links to the websites, to their existing social medias, to their competitors, to the bloggers who inspire your client. Also in the brief, you can put their brand book, their favorite colors, their fonts, the link to their photo shoot. So any piece of information you will need during the work with this client, you can put in this brief. And I created my brief myself in Google Forms, and I just send it to every client I have. And I also send a brief to the potential client. Even if we don't work yet, I ask potential clients to fulfill my brief. That's how, after analyzing the brief, I can offer the most relevant services to this client and not offer something they don't need. Because sometimes some clients create photo shoots by themselves, and they do it very well, like in a very good quality. So I don't need to offer them our photo shoot services. I need to offer only content creation through texts and designs. Other clients, they don't have good photographer, but they already have, for example, very good copywriter. So I don't need to offer them our copywriting skills, but I need to offer them our photographer and videographer and etc. So to be very detailed in your commercial offer, and to make this commercial offer as relevant as possible, I ask my potential clients to fulfill the brief. It takes them like 5 minutes, but it gives me a lot of necessary information. Of course, you can ask all these questions that you might have in a brief in oral form. You can ask them during a call or meeting, but it consumes more time. If you ask questions through call, you need to write them down and you can lose something. So it's also possible, especially when you are a beginner. When I was a beginner, I was asking all these necessary questions during calls and meetings. But now, as I have a terrible lack of time and a lot of clients, and I don't have an hour to have this call, I just send this beautiful brief. It takes me 1 minute to send it. It takes 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes for the client to fulfill it. And then it takes me 2 minutes to analyze it. So it's very fast opportunity to have all information you need. So you can add or skip questions based on the situation and the client's needs, but I will give you my brief template. You also will be provided with your personal brief template in the lesson. And I will show you my brief and I will explain you all the questions I have here. And why do I have them? Because every question is here for a reason. So there are questions from my brief. Please provide links to all available social media profiles, websites, and company information materials. Of course, I need this question to have as much information about the company as possible. Through website, I can have a look at the company's history. Through social media profiles they have, of course, I can analyze their current social media situation, and etc., etc. So this is just for information gathering. Do you have a brand book, guidelines, corporate color palette, photo bank, or logo? Please give us a link. This I need for me and my designer to offer the client as relevant design as possible. Because if they have a brand book, it's obvious that their social media should be made through this brand book. If they have corporate color, we need to use this corporate color in our social media. If they already have their photo bank with their photo shoots and good quality photos of their products, I will be happy to use it. If they have a logo, I need to have the correct logo, because there were a lot of situations when my client is like a big client and they had a lot of different options of their logo, and I definitely need to use the right one. So it's always better to ask for the right logo. Next one, who is your target audience? Please provide as much detail as possible, including geography, gender, age, income, interest, and material status. This I will need for my social media strategy. And this information I will need to create as relevant, engaging, and interesting content for target audience as possible. So your client should give you all the information they have about target audience. What values do you want to communicate through social media? I like this question because it always shows not only the product and quality of the product, but it shows what stays beyond the product. What idea stays in the heart of this business. And if this idea is beautiful, if they have this idea, I definitely should show it through social media. For example, I have a client, they are creating toys, like developing toys for children, interesting books and puzzles and all of this. Everything sounds very interesting. And when I ask them, what are your values? They say that the owner of the company is a huge fan of puzzles. The owner has one room in his house full with piles of puzzles, and he's a big fan. And he thinks that puzzles help children to develop their skills and etc., to make the children more creative. more successful at school, etc., etc. And the idea is to give this modern children as interesting, as quality, and as colorful puzzles as possible to catch their attention. And I like this. I like that the owner of the business is a huge fan of the business. That's what I want to show in social media. That's what always attracts a lot of attention. Next one, what content would you like to avoid posting on your account? It's very important to understand what content topics you can't use in the account, what are prohibited, I don't know, colors, images, photos, topics, and etc. That will help you a lot in further communication. What is your biggest issue with the account right now? This will help me to make account as beautiful and as relevant for the client as possible. So I just ask client to tell what he thinks are the problems of the account right now. That's how I can help them resolve these problems as fast as possible. What are your goals in social media marketing? This question helps me to understand what should I do to make this client think I'm a good social media manager. So what goals should I put in my strategy? If you have previously engaged in social media promotion, what goals did you achieve? Just, I want to know the expertise of this client. Please specify the social media accounts of your main competitors. I always analyze competitors, so I ask client to send me as many competitors as possible to understand what competitors do, what creative ideas they have, what designs they use, what topics they perform, etc., etc. And maybe I can grab some of the ideas and take it to my client's account. So always ask for competitors, always look at the field of competitors. What sets you apart from your competitors? So what you do differently as a business owner, as a business for competitors, from competitors, and it helps. And I definitely need to show why we are different, why we are better than competitors through social media. But to show it, I need to know what this difference is. What aspects do your competitors do better than you, and what do you need to fix or improve? That I don't show it in social media. This is just a question for myself. I need to understand what are our pros and cons in our business, where we are good and where we need to work a little bit better. Next one, what would be the ideal measure of our performance in 1 month, in 3 months, in 1 year of collaboration? By this question, I show that I am considered to have like long time relationship with their business, that I want to work with them years and years. And when I ask these questions, I show my client that I want to work with them for a long time, and I would do the best performance as possible. So this question is very important, always ask it. And when I see the answer, of course, I try to put these answers as my goals in 1 month, in 3 months, and in 1 year. And the last one, is there anything important that we should know, but we didn't ask about in the questionnaire? Please put it here. If I missed something, if client wants to underline some topic, if client wants to tell me something, but I didn't ask about it, this is question number 13 for this option. So this is my questionnaire. It's quite a big one. You can take not all of these questions, but some of the questions, but please make sure you asked everything what is important for you from your client. And when I have answers to these questions in written form, it's impossible to forget them. So I always offer you not to discuss these questions in a call, because after a call in 2 or 3 hours, you forget half of the information. In 1 month, you will not remember anything. But if you have answers for all of these questions in written form, they will always stay with you. Next one, analysis of a client's account always begins with audit and the question. What are the client's goals for their social media presence and what is their budget for it? I know that as a beginners, it's really a tough question to discuss money. But as a professional, I will tell you that this is one of the most important questions you might have during communication with a client. Because without knowing the budget of the client, I can't offer them just anything. I don't know what they need. I don't know how much money they have for it. I don't know what to offer. So to ask about the money is a very professional issue. So don't hesitate to do it, okay? I always ask, what is your budget? And by the way, I have this question in my questionnaire too. So I always put it at the end of the questionnaire. I have a question like, what is your budget for social media promotion? Because I need to understand what I can offer. Not because I want to know exactly how much can you pay me. I want to know what services I can offer to you. So please make sure to put the question about the budget in your questionnaire too, okay? And now we are moving to the big part of preparation, a step-by-step algorithm for auditing a client's account. You will find the Instagram account audit template in your lesson too, but now I will go through all the steps about the auditing client account and give my comments here. So after I give a questionnaire to the client, I always start analyzing client's account, trying to understand where can I help, what is not working now, and what should I fix in the account. And I try to analyze Instagram account from the head of the account to the bottom. So we start from the first line and we go slowly down. First of all, I analyze Instagram handle. The current Instagram handle should be easy to read and easy to remember. So there are some options of a good Instagram handles: turquoise kitchen, blogilates, hello storytale, everything quite easy to spell. There is always a problem when you have a name of the account like GB105/ something like this, store. This is impossible to remember. So please make sure that the name of the account, Instagram handle, is easy to read, easy to remember, almost impossible to misspell. Next one. In the tagline field, write a brief and sufficient description of your business using relevant keywords. This is the text that appears in the black line under the account name, which is indexed by search engines. What I mean here, we have 3 examples. Jeannie, Instagram marketing; Alex, Real Coach, Reels Ninja; Shirley, Mozart, Instagram and business coach. This part, again, I will repeat it again, is indexed by search engines. That means when somebody puts an Instagram searching line, business coach, this girl will be one of the first to appear. When somebody is looking for the Reels coach in Instagram, this guy has this Real coach phrase in his tagline field. That means he will be shown one of the first Instagram Reels coach from this search engine. So please make sure that here you not only write the name of the business, but always also what this business does. For example, manicure studio or fitness coach or something like this. So make sure not only put the name, but also what this business does. Next one, mobile website usability. You know that here, after the description of the account, we have a link to the website. Reels Ninja here, or social Shirley.com Instagram here, and etc. etc. Make sure that this website, if your business owner had a website, is okay, looks good through mobile phones. What do I mean here? You know that 99% of users who go to Instagram, they go there through their mobile phone. But a lot of websites doesn't have mobile versions. And that means that when you go through mobile phone to this website doesn't look good in the mobile version. So just make sure that when you go through the link, through the link in Instagram with a mobile phone, everything looks good here. There are a couple of examples. So please ensure that the website is optimized for mobile devices. That's what you need to check. I always check it during my audit, and if I see that website is not optimized for mobile devices, this is one of the first things to do, optimize website, because nobody will buy anything from the website which is not comfortable to use. And let's go further. Step number 4. Here are examples how mobile versions of the website look. So just you can enjoy for a couple of seconds how beautiful this is made. And quality of the profile bio. Step number 4. I always checked the usefulness and the uniqueness of the account to potential followers is very well described, just in 150 characters. This is the description just below the name. It is here. I hope you can see it. Yeah. And we have just 3 lines to describe our business as interesting and eye-catching as possible. So I like to write here short sentences, very understandable, no complicated words, but very, active vocabulary. I try to use here very active vocabulary. For example, grow with Colby, Colgan, productivity and habits. And this is his description, writing about health, habits, and productivity, helping you improve 1% each day, weekly newsletter, free habit tracker, just here. Very understandable, yeah, actually very interesting. And I can see here, what will I have if I follow this account? I will be improving myself 1% each day. This is interesting, not like so exhausting, but quite promising. So I will subscribe. This is good. And for example, here, Michaela, small business mentor, empowering you to grow your small business into your dream job strategy and without burnout. Very promising. Small business mentor. Etsy Success Academy for more. And again, here is a link. So she has a very complicated niche, I would say, I would tell you, but she described it just in 1 sentence. Very interesting and very well. That's what we need to do. So when I'm analyzing client's account, I'm always checking how the business is described in the bio. Is it interesting or no? The quality of the highlights. Think about highlights, price, the current catalog, customer reviews, everything important can be stacked here. What I want to tell you about the highlights. Highlights work as a menu in the restaurant. When I go to the restaurant, I always ask for the menu to understand what can I eat here, what can I buy here. Highlights work as exactly the same way. Highlights is like a menu. What can you buy from this business? What can you get from this business? Or what can you get from this personal brand and personal services? I want to show you some good examples of the highlights. They will be a little bit further. Also, you need to check that the options of the covers of your highlights are very good quality and like modern. There are some examples of the highlights from the brands. Polan, this is a luxury leather bags brand, and they have all beautiful covers collected here, and you can see that the atmosphere of these covers is very like calm and luxury, nothing extra, no vivid colors, everything is very minimalistic, but still luxury. Next one, for example, another brand. This is exclusive, very feminine dresses. This is a Russian brand of feminine dresses. And you can see that in their covers for the highlights, they have pictures of their products, of their beautiful dresses. And this they have this vibe, yeah, of something very feminine, very elegant, very beautiful. I always prefer to put as a cover for the highlight photo of the product. Different, beautiful, vibing photos of the product. Especially I like this one. The first one photo is absolutely mind-blowing beauty. So let's go further. Mango, it's a very, very popular shop, yeah. And here you also can see that we have as a covers for the highlights, photos of their models, photos of their products. They also have the highlight with a new collection, with a home collection, with a key trends. This is beautiful. That's what shows us what they sell. Next one, the unified visual style of the account. I always check how account looks when I go like as a helicopter view of the account. When I want to have a helicopter view to the account, I try to understand what vibe this account has. And if I look at this beautiful Venanda brand account of the feminine dresses in Russia, I can see the vibe. Yeah, you can feel the vibe. This femininity, girlish power, very calm colors, very minimalistic background of each of these photos. Account is not minimalistic, but photos are minimalistic, and all the attention is focused on the feminine beauty of each of the model. And all of these photos, they show also the texture of the material of the dress, etc., etc. So the whole vibe of the account, the united, how I called it, the visual style of the account here is perfect. We can see that no, not one of these photo is in different style. We can see that all of this photo had the one vibe and one similar style. Yeah, I like this account very, very much. Next one, for example, here, this is account of healthy lifestyle blogger, and you can see what different vibes we have here. Yeah, two accounts with a girl power, but they are completely different. In this account, you can see a lot of details, a lot of green color, different shades of green. And we can see, even without looking at the bio and the description, that this girl is about something healthy, is about something connected with a family, with healthy habits, etc., etc. And also, all of these photos of this account have the same vibe. It's impossible to think that any of these photos could appear in this account, yeah? Or it's also impossible to imagine if any of these photos appears in this account. Absolutely impossible, because both of these accounts have their own style. Next one is the beauty traveler around Japan. Again, very vivid colors, a lot of beautiful pictures, and each of these pictures shows us that we are in Japan now. Next one, profile photo. And I always analyze profile photo because this is one of the first things you see when you come to the account. And profile photo should be very good quality. That if it's a personal brand, that should be a face of this person. And from the profile photo, it should be quite understandable what this person does. If we look at the Nelly Armani photo, we can understand from her photo that she's a star, like a pop star or singer or something like this. When we look at this guy, high heels dancer, of course, even from his one photo, we understand he's something connected with dancing. Next one, when we look at this beautiful Sviridova Anastasia account, we understand that she's connected with a hair care routine, yeah? We can see beautiful photo of the beautiful hair of this profile. Sasha Belair, again, we look at her, we understand she's a star. She's a celebrity, maybe she's singing, maybe she's actress, but she's something around superstar. And when we look at Blogilatis, we understand she is about sports. Even without knowing what is written here, from the first side to this photo, we understand she's something about being sportive and effective. Step number 9, quality of copywriting. Just please make sure when you write a text, you put this text somewhere in the chat GPT to check it, or something like this, some programs to check the grammar and etc., etc., because we can have very beautiful account. But if texts have mistakes or are written in I don't know, some poor form, nobody will trust this account. So always try to check your copywriting with some programs. At least these programs will help you to correct your mistakes. Step number 10, engage with the audience and encourage dialogue by providing quality feedback and responding to comments. What I mean here, at this step, I check how client answers questions in his account under the posts, how client communicate with subscribers. And a lot of clients, when they don't have a good social media team working with them, they don't answer the questions under the post. This is a huge mistake. All questions should be answered. All comments should be answered. This is a beautiful example how deep your answer can be. This is a very big blogger. He has tons of comments under each of his posts, and he answers every comment. This is a beautiful communication with your subscriber. This is how you show your subscribers that you like them and you trust them and you like that they spend time writing you a question. Even Mango, they have like 100 comments under every post and they answer every comment. Even though they have just a comment with images, they will always answer to this comment with other images. This is a good collaboration. And if they have some problems, they always give a very deep and profound answer to any complaints. And the final step, draw conclusions and take action based on your analysis or engagement and performance. So when I analyzed all of the things, I draw conclusions, what should be fixed in the account, what should we do, what should be done in a better way, and how I and my team can help the client to improve the account. So if I see that questions are not answered under the post, I write, we should pay more attention to our subscribers, to dialogues with our subscribers. We should elaborate Q&A questions and our answers list to help my team to answer the questions in the most complete form possible. If I see that the whole image of the account is not interesting, is not eye-catching, is not vibing, I can write like, we should redo all the Instagram layout, make beautiful photo sessions, and just create the vibe through our photo shoots to show our audience how they would feel in our dresses or in our whatever. So here in the conclusions part, please just make a list of everything you think you need to fix in the account. And this is what I show to the client after having his account analyzed. The list of my tasks I would do the first to make account work better. So now we are moving to one of the most complicated but still important topics, target audience. What should we know? How should we analyze it? Why do we need it? So all content must have a target audience. Who is it suitable for? Who will it attract? How will the post close out their pains? And what is the most common problem of social media beginners? They just post content. That's it. Without understanding why do we need this content? Do we really need this content? What are the goals of this content? What should our target audience do after seeing this content, etc., etc.? So my piece of advice here is always ask yourself a question: what I want to say by this content, what I want my target audience to do after seeing this content. Do I want them to feel something about my company? Do I want them to trust my company more? Do I want them to go to the link and buy something, etc., etc.? So no content should be published just to be published. We need to have a goal. And to understand this goal, we should understand our target audience. So what is target audience? Target audience refers to a specific group of customers, of consumers, who are most likely to be interested in your product or service. This group of people should be the focus of your advertising campaigns. Additionally, your target audience includes both current and potential followers on social media. So target audience of your account is a target audience of your business. Consumers of the business are your target audience in social media. To find your target audience, the first step is to conduct a target audience analysis. This analysis will help you identify the specific audience that may be interested in your product or service. By doing so, you can create content that resonates with your target audience and addresses their real needs. Through this approach, you can build a strong relationship with your audience and create loyal customers and brand advocates. But there should be a question. Yeah, Kate, how can I know who are our target audience representatives? So identifying the target audience is a crucial step for social media SMM working with a new client. And how can we understand who are these people? Who are these target audience representatives? Step number one, we can initiate a target audience discussion. So we go to the client, we go directly to the client and just ask them, how do you think, my beautiful business owner, who is your target audience of your business? Normally, big businesses and middle businesses, they already have created their own target audience analysis. They understand who these people are. They understand the age, they understand the income, they understand where these people work, what they do, why do they buy the product, etc., etc., etc. So if you're working with a middle class business or like a big business brand, they will give you target audience analysis. Beginners and startups normally don't understand so well their target audience, but still can give you some useful insights about it. We also can go to step number 2, evaluate previous efforts. So if the client has previously identified a target audience, ask them about the results. Inquire whether these efforts lead to increased engagement, conversions, or other positive outcomes. And step number 3, if target audience is undetermined. Client's agreement. If the client has not identified their target audience, discuss the importance of this step and explain the importance of it, of course. Also, you can ask the client to describe you 10 last customers who bought the service or the product. Just these 10 people who bought your services the previous months. Can you describe me these people? And that will also help you a little bit more to understand target audience than just have nothing at all. So what options we have here in understanding target audience? Option number 1, we ask the client. Option number 2, if client has no understanding of their target audience, we ask the client to describe his 10 last customers. And from here, we try to understand what content should be published and how our target audience looks like. And option number 3, if we don't have anything about it, we try to understand target audience ourselves or Google some research about target audience. What should we know about target audience? What should we ask our clients about the target audience? We try to understand the age, because content for people who are 15 years old and content for people who are 60 years old should be completely different, yeah? We need to understand gender, because sometimes our target audience are only females. For example, as a brand of beautiful dresses, yeah? So we don't need to create content for men. We need to make our content as female vibing as possible when we have in our target audience only females. Or sometimes our target audience could be only males. As for now, I have a client who sells boxing equipment. And we understand that we need to create very masculine content for this, you know, for these active people who go in for sports, and 99% of these customers are males. That's why our content should be appropriate for them. Also, we need to understand the location of our target audience. Where do they live? Do they live in I don't know, Russia, Indonesia, America? Because we need to understand their active hours. And we should publish our content in active hours of our target audience. So this is important. This is important. Also, hobbies. If you know hobbies of your target audience, that's cool, because you can go to their, for example, bloggers who make a blog around this hobby, and by collaboration with this blogger, to make your target audience see this content and see your product. We need to understand income of our target audience, to understand how much money they spend on our product, and what quality of the content we should show them, what pictures we should show them. For example, I have as a client a very expensive equipment for kitchens. That means very expensive. And the income of our target audience should be very high. That helps me to understand that in my designs, when I create design for this account, I need to show very luxury rooms, luxury kitchen, and luxury houses, because my target audience is used to live in luxury houses. And I should show my luxury kitchen in a beautiful luxury house to make my target audience buy it. So this is also very important to understand income of your target audience. Sometimes it's important to understand profession of your target audience. Again, material status is something similar to income. We need to understand who they trust. I mean, what bloggers they follow, what celebrities they like, because I might buy advertising from these bloggers. What they read or watch, needs and pains and product requirements. I would underline needs and pains. What does it mean? If I understand what are the pains, the problems of my target audience, I can show them how my product can resolve their problems. And when target audience see that their problems can be resolved by just one product, they are more likely to buy it. So try to ask all these questions to your potential client, and try your potential client to give you as detailed information about target audience as possible, because you see every answer to all of these questions impacts the content I'm going to create. So the more answers I have, more useful content I will create for this target audience. Simple questions for a follower survey on a psychologist account. So these are examples of the questions we can ask. How old are you? Where are you from? What are your hobbies? What is your occupation? What is your income level? Are you married? Do you have children? What Instagram account do you follow? Why do you follow my account? And for how long have you been following it? What topics would you like to see covered on my blog? What challenges or difficulties are you currently facing in your life? What changes would you like to make in your life? What do you feel is missing from your life right now? So this is a sample for the questions for the follower survey on a psychologist account. You can change it to the topic of your account or your business, and you can ask these questions right in the stories, for example, for your audience. Also, you can make a questionnaire in a Google form and ask your audience. If you make a Google form, make sure to give some present after people fulfill your questionnaire. That will a little bit increase amount of fulfillments of the questionnaire. So let's take a look at the example. I will show you example of a coffee shop because this was one of my recent accounts and recent clients I had. So this is a beautiful layout we created for the coffee shop. You can see very minimalistic. So what we know about this coffee shop when we start a collaboration with this account? Top chiefs with experience in the biggest restaurants were working there. The largest seating capacity among competitors in the town where the coffee shop was located. The best equipment, grinders, installations, and coffee machine in the town. Large selection of good quality beans, and prices were a little bit above average. That's what we knew about the business before starting the account. And looking at this information I had, I needed to understand who are target audience representatives of the account. That's what we elaborated with my team. Target audience number one, expats. This coffee shop is located in Georgia. And in Georgia right now, there are a lot of expats from Russia, Belarus, and Ukraine. So people who used to drink very good quality coffee in their towns and in their cities, but here in Georgia, we experience lack of good quality coffee shops. So first of all, of course, the biggest target audience here were expats. And they were coffee drinkers who come to the coffee shop just to drink coffee, to buy beans for their home coffee machine, IT professionals, because I know that now in Georgia there are a lot of expats, IT professionals, and they work from home. They are very exhausted from working from home, and they just need a change of the atmosphere, need a change of scenery. They want to work somewhere in a beautiful place with a silent mode, you know, and maybe have a lunch during the working hours. Also, this coffee shop is located just above a very big dance center. And in this dance center, a lot of expats come to dance every evening and come to yoga classes every morning. And of course, these dance center attenders are also our target audience representatives. So they could come for our coffee shop to drink coffee and snack before and after the practice, families with kids for breakfast or lunch, groups of friends to have lunch or dinner, and freelancers to hold the business meeting or have a lunch. Target audience number two were local residents. And this is a very tricky target audience because local residents, people from Georgia, they are not used to pay a lot of money for coffee. That shows us that they should be, if they want to pay a lot for our coffee, they should be really passionate coffee drinkers. They come to buy coffee and to buy beans. Or they might come with their friends, and these local residents should be, you know, like European local residents. So I would say not like locals, but people who lived a little bit somewhere in Europe. And that's why they got used to drink good quality coffee there in Europe, and then they came back to Georgia. And here in Georgia, they are looking for the good quality coffee. So there is an important rule. Content analysis or target audience requires a lot of immersion in the topic and in the client's business. It means you should understand client's business really well. So if you don't understand what your client is doing and what are all the details of and profits that the business brings to their users, please make sure to ask these questions to the business owner. So also, what you should understand, business can't change. Even if you're only been working with an account for 3 to 4 months, during that time, changes can happen in the business. That would happen to us with an example of a coffee shop, especially when the new business is new. So that's why it's important to periodically call the client and ask whether there are changes. So As an example of the coffee shop, at the beginning of our work, we decided that the main target audience of the coffee shop were families with children. They began to come to the coffee shop, and the owners at that point realized that kids are noisy, scaring the IT professionals who come to work in silence. Yeah, kids are dirty, so everything around kids is covered with food. They need high chairs for the kids and the minimalistic style of the coffee shop. They don't fit in the design of the coffee shop. They often have to change the composition of the food, which prolongs the cooking time. So at the end, when the owners realized they don't like the families with children in their coffee shop anymore, we gave up that goal and we vanished from our content anything connected with families and children. We didn't show children in our content. We stopped telling that we are best coffee shop for families. We stopped promoting our family breakfast, etc., etc. So this is a very vivid example of the changings in the business. They might happen, and it's absolutely normally fine when they do. What next? Act on your research results. Identifying your target audience is the first step, but it only will be useful if you offer interesting content to your customers. Create interesting, relevant, and engaging content. Talk to them about what they are interested in. Use a clear call to action that tells customers what to do next. Offer your customers what they really want. So when we defined our target audience, we should ask ourselves a question: what should I post about my business to make this exact target audience buy from this business, come to this coffee shop, buy this personal training, I don't know, go to this psychologist or coach? What should I publish for this target audience? This is a very important question. So here is your home task. Task number 1. Audit the client's account. We will give you 3 accounts to choose from using the algorithm we learned in the lesson. You can use the template provided in the lesson by making a copy of it to your Google Drive. So this is task number 1. Task number 2, describe the target audience for the client's Instagram account. Again, we will give you 3 accounts to choose from. Identify several target audience segments for the client's product and service, and spell out the pains and needs that your product or service covers. You can use templates attached to the lesson. You will need to make a copy of the template on your Google Drive. So thank you very much for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson as much as I did, and see you very soon. Goodbye.